Welcome to the Pretty Confident Podcast, where we embrace authenticity, own our worth, and build unshakable confidence. I'm your host, Sierra Renee. Let's dive in. Hello, you guys. Happy Pod Day. I am in love with doing these podcast episodes. And I just feel like that love has not gone away since I started this podcast July 15th of 2024. Like, isn't that insane? When you love doing something, when you're intentional in doing something, your passion, your love for the thing will not go away. I feel like when you don't love what you do, you may get excited, you may love doing it in the beginning, but eventually that excitement, that love, that passion for whatever it was goes away. So, if you are intentional in what you choose to put out into the world and intentional in loving what you do for other people, for yourself, whatever the case may be, you will continue to love it 30 years from now, just like the day that you started it, right? So that's how I feel when it comes to this podcast. Like, I have not lost my passion for this podcast. Like, anything that I do for the podcast just amplifies my love for it. So, y'all, today let's go ahead and get real. First off, hold on. I want to clear something up. Y'all, I listened back to the podcast episode that I just released last week, okay, the second week of January. I said that I've been paying on my credit card since 2023, like when I started to like make the goal of becoming financially stable, getting out of financial debt. Y'all, I feel like y'all, my OGs know that I actually started this credit card journey, like paying off my debt June or July of 2024. So I just wanted to clarify that because people that aren't normally listening to a podcast, and that was probably like the first one that they listened to, they're like, dang, you set out a goal to pay off your credit card and you started in 2023 in July and you still here 2025 financial debt, like what? And you only paid 2,000. Y'all, for those that have been on a goal journey of like an accomplishing a goal, and you've been on the journey to paying off your cards or whatever you decided to do, and it's been a year or so, that is fine. However long it takes you to accomplish your goal, that is okay. But for me, I just wanted to clarify because I didn't start my journey until like July. I want to say July or August of 2024 after I started the podcast. And as of December, I've paid over $2,000 on it. So I just wanted to clarify that because I'm like, dang, that mathematically that wouldn't make sense unless I was making smaller payments of paying 2,000 to, December or, the last episode that I released. So I'm just like, let me clarify that in my next episode just to let people know, like, I just started my journey. So I'm a long ways away from being done. And I have not been paying it since 2023. Like, yes, I paid the minimum payments, but I was kind of sloppy in where I was applying things. And so when you have a vague goal, breaking it down into steps will help you a lot more than dramatically applying everything everywhere, or, just doing a lot of different things at once. It can be hectic. So narrow what you want to accomplish down, break it down into small steps that are considered your small wins. Break it down into small wins where it's like, okay, first I want to do this to help me reach this goal. Okay, after I do that, that will spring me into doing this. Okay, once I accomplish that, then this, and then this, and then at the end, the goal is to have this done, right? So I started in July or August 2024. As of this episode, I've paid over $2,000. Of course, like I said, some of that definitely is what, interest. So that's okay. But that one, it's just nice to see it go down because, like I said, this one was the highest credit card and right now still is with as much as I paid down, but we are getting there. And so, like I said in the previous episode, I want this large credit card to be paid off by mid year 2025 or sooner. So I just wanted to clarify that. And I thought I had my sniffles under control, but y'all may hear me sniffling throughout this episode. I'm so sorry. I wanted to record yesterday. I know this is still going to air on a Monday, but I wanted to record yesterday. But y'all, when I tell you my nose, I my nose said it's signing out. I needed a new nose yesterday. All day since I woke up, I have been blowing my nose. I was taking medicine, decongestive medicine. I took a Benadryl before I went to bed, and then this morning I woke up fine. But I feel like once I get to talking, I don't know why my nose just decides to like clog up. But we're here and we are doing the darn thing because I was like, I cannot put off potting for another day. Like, I literally want to record. I have something I know I want to talk about, and it's just gonna, we're just gonna, the show must go on. So, y'all, my theme, my saying for this week has been one monkey don't stop no show. Okay, that has been my theme of the week. But let me tell you why. Because y'all, this corporate America like drama is, it just gets to be too much. So, one, this episode is going to be being unapologetically yourself. And I just want to go ahead and tell you before I even get into the topic for today, when you are unapologetically yourself, it threatens people. Okay? It lights a fire under some people's behinds. And you may see it and not recognize that that's what's happening. And so you may become self-conscious or not confident in certain areas. But I am here to tell you, when you are unapologetically yourself, it threatens the comfortability and the lack of in other people. So I want to go ahead and tell you that before we get into today's episode. And I want to go ahead and tell y'all, I created 3 different YouTube channels. I am so freaking excited. Of course, y'all know that the first one is the podcast episode. So, of course, it's the Pretty Confident Podcast on YouTube. But I also created 2 other ones. I created one for my digital design work that I've been doing a lot lately. And if you listen to the last episode, you know that is on my bingo board to continue doing this year. And then I created another one just for my lifestyle content, my personal content, so that things are not getting jumbled up. And if you follow me for digital design, you're getting digital design content. You're not following me for digital design and getting dog content. You're not following me for my personal makeup and lifestyle and self-care content and getting digital design, right? So if you're interested in both, of course, you have both avenues to follow and to subscribe to so that you can get both. But if you only want one, you're not involuntarily getting the other, right? So I definitely wanted to break those stuff up because my boyfriend mentioned, like, no, I think you should, just make one YouTube channel, just post everything on there and then gauge what happens. I was like, babe, honestly, that's what my TikTok was, because I only had one TikTok. And mind you, TikTok does not allow you to make different uh usernames and logins with the same email, whereas YouTube does. So for my TikTok, I've done digital design content, self-care content, hair content, makeup content, product content, and what else, like just like a day in the life of a 24-year-old dog mom content. Like, I've done all of that, and I feel like I'm getting different types of people following me, which is perfectly fine. But my views for digital content are so high that when I post something about anything else, it doesn't get as much traction as the digital design stuff. So I also told him that when I get a lot of followers, like when I tell y'all, when I posted the digital design stuff that I've been getting, I've gotten a lot more engagement. I'm getting a lot more followers like within a short amount of time. That's perfectly fine. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm only going to do digital design content because that's what's getting me followers and stuff. I'm going to continue doing the other stuff that I love doing and recording about. It's just they're going to be broken up. So I feel like like with my TikTok, I used to like lose followers and gain followers and lose followers. And I feel like that's because they don't know what to expect when they follow me. So when you follow me and it's because of a digital design video and I post so much lifestyle, makeup, self-care in between the first digital design video I posted and then the next one I post, you are going to unfollow me because you are not anticipated. You cannot anticipate when the next digital design content video I'm going to post. So I just figured it'd be easier, break that stuff off. And I know I previously said that I don't want to be in a niche because that confines you in a box and you can only post about that one thing. But I made a workaround. Yes, these are all niches that I'm doing. The podcast is a niche. The digital design is a niche. The lifestyle and makeup and self care is a niche. But you can have different channels, different avenues for people to connect to you, like connect with you with similar interest without only putting out one thing, right? So if you follow me because you want to listen to the podcast, you want to see all the podcast stuff, but you don't want to see the digital design stuff, you can follow just the podcast channel and not get the digital design. If you end up interested in my life, you can go follow and subscribe to the lifestyle content YouTube channel. You do not have to be well versed in all three. You do not have to be involuntarily put into all three, right? So instead of being confined in one box, I have each channel supporting a different niche. And that is perfectly fine to me. And so when I explained that to him, he was like, oh, okay, I get that now. So I was like, yeah, I just feel like when I gain followers based off a certain niche that I'm posting on my channel, and then I go well off the spectrum and it doesn't even correlate to the other niches that I'm posting, I lose people. And I may gain people in these other niches, but they don't know if they look at my account or my TikTok account, they don't know when they're going to get another one like this. So then they may unfollow. So, it's a lot of things that go into making sure, like, or people like wanting to follow people that they have similarities with. And so I want to make that connection with people. And I don't want to keep people guessing what content they're going to see next. If you see a girl doing makeup 24/7 and she turn around and now she's posting only motorcycle stuff or car stuff, the girly girls that have been following this girl for makeup only are going to unfollow because that is not an interest of mine. Now, if I decide to go follow a different account of yours that's of that interest, then I will. But I did not follow you to watch you do makeup and then make a complete, left one of your interests into the same thing. So I hope that's clear. I wanted to explain it because y'all, we don't know if TikTok is going to be here. Hopefully, when this episode comes out, we should know whether TikTok is staying or going. And I know a lot of people are flooding to these other apps like Red Note and I think it's called Fanbase. I don't know what the other apps are called, but I want to let y'all know I'm not downloading another app. If TikTok is gone, it's gone. Okay, we can have a funeral for it. We can hold a memorial service for it. We can do whatever we need to do to write its passage, but y'all, I'm not downloading another app. I know a lot of people are flocking to Red Note and they're calling the people TikTok refugees, which is so freaking hilarious to me. But y'all, I'm just not doing it. YouTube is here. It's been here. I feel like it's not going anywhere, so I'm just gonna go to that. And thinking about it, if I can monetize each of my YouTube channels on YouTube, like y'all, that's 3 different streams of income from YouTube. So we just go do what it do and we go trust the process. We go be passionate and intentional with what we're doing, and what is meant to be will be. Okay. But y'all, go ahead and comment in the comment section with all of this change going on in the social media realm. How do you feel about the about the different content, or not content, but the different social media platforms? Like, I feel like TikTok was so friendly. Like, You could laugh on there. You could be authentically yourself. I cannot talk today, guys. I'm so sorry. But you could be authentically yourself on TikTok. Um, like it was just I had a kiki over there. Like it was a good time. It was a good time. The club, we all fam. Like that's what TikTok was. But with Instagram, I feel like it is so uptight. Like people on Instagram, you can't be authentically yourself. On Instagram, it's just like you are putting on a show for other people. Like you have to be picture perfect. Your lifestyle is picture perfect. Like you have to be perfect, no flaws on Instagram is how I feel. So I rarely post as much. Like, yes, I post me and my boyfriend and the dogs have their own Instagram, but as far as like content, not doing it. People are stuck up over there. And half the time when I open up the app, I don't laugh. So yeah, Instagram, I'm not really a big fan of. Like I'll go to stay updated in whatever the heck is going on in the rich people world. But other than that, I'm off of it. Um, Snapchat, I rarely use. I use Snapchat to like send quick snaps to my best friend, but that's really it. That's literally it. I don't post on Snapchat. I don't do anything for Snapchat anymore. Threads, ooh, y'all. I don't even get on threads. I used to try to, but it's just like a Twitter meets Instagram and they had a baby. Twitter, I don't get on at all. Like yeah, I don't. I really don't. X, I don't even think I have it on my phone anymore. I'd be surprised if I even remember my password. But of course, nowadays, who remembers passwords? Like on iPhones, you have this thing called passwords where you can save all your username and login and whatever to different sites, and it'll remember the password for you. So then you only have to double click or scan your face, and then it pops your password in. So I don't know. I want to hear from y'all. What do y'all think about the different social media apps that are out there? What do you use? What do you not use? Why don't you use it? Did you download something and delete it because of something? Like, what is going on? I just hate that they're taking TikTok away. Oh my goodness. I could shop on there with good prices, like everything. So that's where I am. But if you want to follow me or any of my avenues, again, the podcast is at the Pretty Confident Podcast on YouTube. If you don't want to type all of that in on Instagram, my Instagram handle is prettyconfident.pod. My YouTube channel is in the bio if you just want to click it and then subscribe. Um, my digital design channel is at Digital Designs, plural with an S, by CI. And then my lifestyle content channel is at ITS Sierra Renee. And yes, there's no video on my personal channel just yet, but I do have videos already recorded to post. And then my digital design page does have, I think, 4 videos now. So go check that out if you're interested in digital design. And yeah, so how are you guys doing? How do you plan to see the rest of this month through? I feel like January of every year always drags its feet, and then the rest of the year just skates by. Like, how is the longest month of the year? Like, I don't know. Like 31 days, it should be simple. We in and we out. But I think it's just because mentally I'm still in 2024 sometimes as well. So it's just that transition. But we are almost through. Rod Wave's concert is on the 28th. Like, y'all, I felt like I keep forgetting about this darn concert because originally his concert was supposed to be December 9th, and then he just took it off of the list completely and then added it back as January 28th. So now I'm going to a concert at the end of the month, which is a great month or a great event to like close out the month. Although it's on the 28th and we'll have a few more days after that to, close out the month. That's just a great event to have just to like liven up my spirit. I get to see the Fat Man Rod in person. I don't really listen to Tusi as much anymore. I mean, argue with your mama, not me. His old work is so much better than his work that he does now. Like, I don't know, when upcoming artists are like up and coming, I feel like they put a lot more work and dedication into their art, into their music, into their albums. And then I feel like when they make it, they're just like, I made it. Like, let me just put out, some stuff here and there, here and there, here and there. And then it's just not good to me. So I don't know. I don't listen to any of his music now. So he might pull some stuff out the wazoo later on, from like earlier in his days, or he might not, and I'll just sit there until Rod Wave comes out. So yeah, but let's go ahead and get into this episode. Being unapologetically yourself. First and foremost, I do want to say this episode will definitely go in hand with the Being Determined at a Young Age episode that I did, the first episode of the year with Tierra. Go listen to that if you need something to like piggyback off of this episode, because this episode is definitely going to piggyback off of that one. Because y'all, I just wanted to say, I used to get told in a negative way. I used to be told like what I do is negative when it comes to I set my eyes on something, or I tell myself I want to accomplish something, and I push forward with everything I can, and I don't let anybody dissuade me or persuade me not to do it, right? So I was told that was negative. I was like, it's negative? Like, how is that a negative thing? But because I had sense of self and I was unapologetically myself, I did not let that sentence phase me. Like, I was just like, dang, you think that's negative? Okay, well, to me, it's not, because you only get out of life what you put in. I already told y'all in the last episode, this year and the years to come, we are not letting life happen to us. We are making life happen. So why, if I see myself living a particular lifestyle, am I going to sit on my rear end and not do anything? If I don't do anything, nothing comes out of that. So you're telling me in a negative way, when I set my eyes on something, when I set a goal for myself, I don't let anybody persuade me from that, and I put everything that I can into it. Okay, maybe that can be unhealthy, but it's not up to you to tell me what is good and bad for me, right? What you think is terrible, what you think is not enough or too much, is not does not mean that that's my same idea or concept when it comes to certain things. So, I just want to say, don't let people persuade you out of anything. Just like that sentence. You are trying to persuade me from not allowing people to persuade me when it comes to setting goals and thriving and being ambitious towards those goals. You're trying to convince me not to do that. But what is that going to do for me? I'm just going to tell y'all what my dad used to tell us. What I eat don't make you shit. So why are you worried about what I got going on with when whatever I'm doing has nothing to do with you? It's no concern to you. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, when you are unapologetically yourself and confident in who you are, others will be threatened by that. Others will be afraid or envious that the ambition and passion that you have, that you portray, that you display, is something that they do not have. So they rather tear you down to keep you where they are, and to keep you from achieving the things that you know that you can achieve. One person's ceiling is my floor. And if you don't know what that means, a ceiling means that this is a cap. This is as far as you can go, right? A floor means this is the lowest that you can go. So the ceiling that you are capping yourself off at is not my cap off. That is my minimum. That is my flooring. This is the least that I require from myself in order to go out and get what I want out of life. Right? So why am I going to allow somebody's fears and negative thoughts be imposed on me? It's imperative that you don't allow that to happen. Because what happens is there are fears of the unknown, there are fears of the failure. If you take that on, now you have put a ceiling over your own head. And now you are your own goal's enemy, right? You are in your own way. We talked about being in your own way in a different episode. So why allow somebody whose max is your minimum? Why are you allowing them to impose their fears onto you? Yes, it could be in a negative way, but guess what? You are the determining factor of if this is going to help or hinder your growth in your future. I am not going to allow somebody to tell me I should not do this because they were not able to do it. Oh, you shouldn't do this because this was hard. You'll have to jump through these hoops. No, you have to jump through those hoops because it was hard. This is not hard to me. This is not impossible to me. Somebody else's flaws are not mine. So I'm not allowing your negative ideas, your negative thoughts to impose and intrude on my positive thoughts, my way to see a plan out of my failures, right? So don't let anybody persuade you. Don't let anybody impose their fears onto you. All that's doing is hindering yourself. So I want you to continue on those paths that you believe are right for you. You are the only person that is going to be able to tell, is this going to serve my purpose? Is this going to serve my future? If it comes to a point in time throughout this process that is detrimental to my future or my purpose, I will then stop. I am not going to stop because so and so said I should, because so and so said it won't work out. Because it didn't work out for you does not mean it's not going to work out for me. We are two different people with two different ways of going about a situation. So I want you to know, when you are confident, when you are unapologetically yourself, others are going to be threatened, and threatened people threaten people. All right. So, like I said, this episode is definitely hand in hand with the being determined at a young age, because I was told that when I was young. Where I am now, I would not have gotten to had I been lazy and wanted to experience life to the fullest before I actually started my life. I'd rather work when I'm young and be determined when I'm young. That way I can make a living now and be set for the future. I don't want to be working when I'm 60, 70, 80 years old. There are people in the job force now because they partied or they didn't take care of their responsibilities when they were younger. So they are making up for it by working when they should be retired. You will not see me in the workforce when I'm 70 years old, when I'm nearing 60 years old. You will not see me in the workforce. So I am going to continue to be determined on my path, and I'm going to continue to be ambitious. I started in this career field when I was 21. Before my 22nd birthday, I got into my career field. Not many people can say that. So many people are still looking for their way out of the terrible decisions that they made when they were young and dumb, right? We were all young and dumb, some more so than others, but needless to say, okay? So I am not going to be one of those people that are making up their work life or making up their life, working because I didn't do what I was supposed to when I was younger. That's perfectly fine if you want that for yourself. But again, you're not going to impose that on me. All right. So I just want to talk about a little work situation that kind of contributes to this. I am up to post out of my position so that I can get another role that better services my career in the future, although I don't know what that technically is, what I want to do in the long run. But it'll, keep me fluid in where I want to go instead of hindering me and preventing me from going if I didn't take the position. Or I have another position where I could post and it'll give me a raise. And plus side, it'll still be good for me to have the knowledge if I wanted to move around fluidly in the future. So there was this female that I used to work with, and we're just not compatible, right? There's some people that you're just not compatible with. And me being myself, I used to, keyword I used to want everybody to like me. I used to have a hard time when people said they didn't like me. And I used to go around, I don't care if they like me, I don't care if they don't like me. But I used to have an issue with the people that didn't like me, it hurt a little bit. So now, I let that, you know, concept flow into my work life. And when I say that, I say because me and this female don't get along, we don't like each other, like it's well known, it's apparent, like I can't fake it. I almost turned down the job that, now, I'm not going to say turn down, but I almost didn't apply for the job that was going to give me a financial raise because of this female. What did I tell you? My dad used to say, "What I eat don't make you shit." So why am I telling myself, or why am I standing in my own way of gaining a financial increase in my salary because of my dislike for another person? That does not make sense. Like, I honestly talked myself out of applying for this position because of this one female, right? No, that is idiotic. What does she have to do with this position other than I won't like her and we'll just be in the same department again? What else does she contribute to your life? Does she write off your checks? Does she sign off on your checks? Does she cut your checks? Does she are you working for her? No. So why are you turning down an opportunity at a raise because you don't like somebody? That is stupid when you say it out loud. Isn't it stupid? Okay, I hope you're nodding your head or saying, damn right it's stupid. Because it is. I am not going to allow my dislike for somebody to hinder me from a raise that could help me. That could help me pay off credit cards even more. Yes, I'm thinking about credit cards. That's the first, because that debt is what is keeping me in financial limbo. I'm okay financially. My bills are always paid on time, but it's that aftermath of what I want to have left over that is killing me because I'm still looking at that debt. So, y'all, we just don't like each other. It is what it is. But I almost hindered myself because of a dislike from somebody. That is not beneficial to me. It's not beneficial to my future. It is not beneficial to my purpose. So guess what? I applied. F the people. Do what is best for you. If you aren't doing things because it's going to make other people comfortable, you are worried about the wrong person. That is called people pleasing. Are you happy? Are you okay? If this honestly truly does affect your mental, physical, and emotional well being, don't apply, right? But I don't care. I know I don't like you. I know you don't like me. Okay, now that we got that out the way, can we please get to business? I don't have to like you. Shoot, must be out your mind. So I applied. So the position comes down, like the posting for it comes down later, and then they will scout for candidates that they'll want to interview, and then they'll send those interview requests out. And then once they get through the interview process, if they still don't find anybody they'll like, they'll repost it. But if they do find people they like, they'll be hiring two people because two people are leaving. So I have like a 50-50 chance in making it, right? So I'm not I went ahead and applied because I literally let that talk me, like, be my persuading factor not to do something that would benefit me, right? That's the negative of this. I let somebody make a decision for myself that I would not have made for myself if that person was not a factor. Because if she was not in that position, would you apply? Yes. So you're telling me because she's in the position you don't want to apply? Yes. No. Stupid. Go ahead and apply. She not gonna be there forever. You not gonna be there forever. So go ahead, get that money, and get on about your life. Not everybody is going to like you. I told y'all that. Just like you don't give everybody access to you, your content, your personality, your who you are is not going to be for everybody either. So stop worried about people liking you and do what is best for you. Be unapologetically yourself. I know that is why she don't like me, because I'm confident in who I am. I get results and I'm unapologetically myself. I don't let people persuade me. And guess what? You not for to persuade me out of applying for this position. And it's crazy. People will use you for their benefit, but when you ask them for, I'm not asking her for anything, but when you ask them a question that would help give you clarity, they don't want to provide it. Crazy. She's been asking me for help to do her current position's job. And me being a nice person, I was like, okay, I could be cordial. I helped her 2 different days. And then I ask you how your position is, not telling you that I'm about to apply. I'm not giving you that information, but I'm just asking you how you like your new role. And you went 24 hours without saying anything. That's crazy. You are afraid that I have a possibility at getting this position because I am who I am and you know what I can do. That threatens you in your position. Wild, right? Right. So we are going to be unapologetically ourselves and we are going to be confident in who we are, no matter who that threatens, no matter whose toes it's stepping on. And we are going to live that way until we decide that this is not what we want to do, until we decide this does not align with who I am as a person, my purpose, or my future. Okay? So I almost let, let, let that person dissuade me by their presence, dissuade me from posting for a position that was going to increase my salary by a crazy amount. Girl, bye. You ain't nobody. You ain't nobody. You are my peer. And it is not up to you who the managers are hiring. So why am I giving you a second thought? Why are you living rent free in my head? No more. No more. No more, y'all. No more in 2025. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Hopefully this stuck with some people because I had to realize it. My boyfriend and my best friend had to talk me out of that thinking. I was like, ugh, get that off of me. You're right. Like, why am I letting that happen? Why am I letting, right? So, no. So, I'm glad that I have a support system. I'm glad I have two people that I genuinely care about and I know genuinely care about me. See that I am not being myself. And, like, wait a minute. You are this, that, and the third, and you are letting somebody talk you out of a position that you are more than qualified for? Crazy. That doesn't sound like Sierra. You're right. It doesn't. Get whoever that was off of me. But yeah, y'all, I'm done with that topic. We are on to the next. I love talking out loud because, like I told y'all before, this is my form of therapy for myself. This is my form of self care. So if you need to go into your voice memos on your phone and just record and just talk to get your problems out so that it's not internalized and eating you up from the inside, please do so. Please, please, please do so. And I'm going to go ahead and round us out because I just got a notification that yet another book has made it. Y'all, my boyfriend bought me 7 books. I am reading books by this author named Colleen Hoover. Y'all, I love her books. I love her books. And so far this year, I've read 2 books. If you remember what I told y'all in the setting goals for 2025 episode, I told y'all on my Bigo board, I have on there read 5 books. He just bought me 7 books. Crazy. Crazy. And the books are not cheap. These books are expensive. Who knew books were expensive? He gave me $130 for 7 books. You would think that would buy me 20 books. 7 books. But he knows I want to start my library and I already read 2 books. So I only got 3 more books to go. I started the 3rd book today and it started off good, but y'all, I have 3 more books to go before I'm able to cross that off on my big old list. And if you want to know how to create a bingo board, follow my digital design channel at Digital Designs by C. It's on there. I have how to customize your iPad on there, how to make your own home screen, all of the things, and more to come. And if you want to, see something else or hear something else, either on this podcast or on any of my channels, definitely let me know. I know I asked on my Instagram yesterday to put in episode topics that you all want to talk about. So if y'all see or follow me on anything and you have something that you want to talk about and is near and dear to you, definitely comment down below so that I can know and do my research, or just tell you all like my personal story, because sometimes we are here to tell stories to help other people through their lives, right? There are certain things that people are in where we have been in the same shoes, but we have made it out and they are still there. And so we are here as a testament and as a encouraging person to be their light out of a certain situation that isn't beneficial for them. So I am here to tell my story. If there is anything that y'all want to touch on, if y'all been in toxic relationships, if y'all have been in toxic friendships, if y'all don't know if you should end a friendship or not, let me know, because I have made it through all those things. I have made it through a toxic situationship. It wasn't even finalized, but I'm over here moving like we was in a relationship and we were not. If you have a friend that you don't know you can trust, or they showed you multiple times that you can't depend on them, you can't trust them, you can't confide in them, I have gone through that. So don't sit there and suffer in silence. Speak up so we can talk about it together. This is a safe space. I want you to feel safe. I want you to continue coming back so that you can hear something that you want to hear about, and know that influence a conversation being had on this platform. That is so nice to know. And you can come back to that episode that you influenced, and hopefully you can help yourself through it as you're listening back to it. Right? There are a lot of things that I don't realize I'm going through until I started this podcast. I'm like, dang, I've been through this. Dang, I've been through that. And I still have a lot of life to accomplish. I'm only 24. There is a lot of life to live. So, yeah. Again, my Instagram for the podcast is prettyconfident.pod. The Instagram link is in my bio, but if you want to go straight to YouTube and type in at the Pretty Confident Podcast, I'm on there. My digital design page is at Digital Designs by C. My personal page is at It's Sierra Renee. So, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and round us out. Hopefully, you took something from this episode. I loved it. I hope you all love it. But y'all, I love almost every episode. So I know certain episodes are for others and others may not be. But thank you all for tuning into the Pretty Confident Podcast. If you made it this far, remember, confidence isn't about perfection. It's about embracing who you are. Until next time, stay bold, stay authentic, and stay pretty confident. Peace out.